Ever wondered how a seemingly minor flaw can cause significant disruption in the tech world? Today we're delving into one such issue that has been making headlines recently: the Linux kernel privilege escalation flaw. This flaw, technically termed as a use-after-free vulnerability, was discovered in the Linux kernel's netfilter subsystem. It has the potential to allow local, unprivileged users with cap_net_admin capability to escalate their privileges. The flaw was identified in the upstream commit, which can cause a use-after-free issue on an NFT_chain object or NFT_object when the catch-all element is garbage collected during the removal of the PPAPO set. This vulnerability is known by the code CVE 2024-0193. Now you might wonder, what does this mean and why is it important? This flaw doesn't affect any shipped kernel releases of Red Hat Enterprise Linux versions 6, 7, and 8. However, local, unprivileged users can exploit unprivileged user namespaces to grant themselves the cap_net_admin capability, thereby potentially exploiting this flaw. The OpenShift container platform, which is based on Red Hat Enterprise Linux Core OS, is also affected. But due to the nature of RHCOS, where local users already have root permissions, the vulnerability doesn't present a significant threat from an attacker's perspective. So, how can this vulnerability be mitigated? For non-containerized deployments of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8, user namespaces can be disabled. This can be done by setting user.maxuser namespaces to 0. However, for containerized deployments such as Red Hat OpenShift Container Platform, this mitigation should not be applied as the functionality needs to remain enabled. While the newly published proof-of-concept exploit for this Linux kernel privilege escalation flaw is concerning, the impact on Red Hat Enterprise Linux and OpenShift environments remains limited due to existing permissions and namespace configurations. To sum up, this Linux kernel privilege escalation flaw is a potentially dangerous vulnerability that can allow unprivileged users to escalate their privileges. It affects the Linux kernel's netfilter subsystem and can be exploited using unprivileged user namespaces. However, the vulnerability doesn't affect any shipped kernel releases of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6, 7, and 8, and its impact on OpenShift environments is limited. Administrators are advised to implement the recommended mitigations to safeguard their systems against potential exploitation. As the world of technology continues to evolve, it's crucial to stay informed and prepared for such vulnerabilities.